I firmly believe in a winning combination that brings together the highest quality with the necessary quantity. And now, when I had the honor of walking among all of you, the new and dedicated male and female officers, I could see up close, reflected in the brightness of your eyes, the tremendous caliber you possess. We shook hands. This is the resilient and extraordinary spirit of the people of Israel, whose deep roots are planted in their homeland and which they protect with total selflessness. And now from this stage where I stand, I can also clearly see the immense number of people, rows and rows, made up of hundreds of young commanders and also young commanders positioned on the parade grounds of Bird and Shad. You represent our people with great pride and honor, as well as our beloved country. Congratulations to you. The Minister of Defense, Israel Katz, the Chief of General Staff, Herzi Halevi, the Commander of the Ground Forces, General Nadav Lotan, the main officers of the Ground Forces, the Commander of the Officers' School, Colonel Eliab Elbaz, the Command and Instruction Team of Bird and Shad. Thank you very much for the excellent work you have done. Together with all of you, I embrace our loved ones, sons and daughters of the bereaved families. It is thanks to the sacrifice of the heroes who fell in battle that today we have life, we have independence, and we have achieved our rebirth. We will forever remember those who have fallen forever. We will keep and tell their story from generation to generation, and we all also embrace those wounded in body and soul. I usually visit them with a certain regularity in hospitals and also in various rehabilitation institutions. Their strength of spirit is beyond comprehension, and these heroic wounded soldiers are always in our hearts and thoughts throughout their rehabilitation journey. Dear families, thank you. The long road to achieving officer ranks begins in your home. The officers absorbed from you values of love for the homeland, dedication and commitment, and contributing to the collective. Thank you, families, for supporting the new commanders of the Israel Defense Forces. You are taking part in this ceremony, and you also receive our salute. And now for you, new graduates of the officers' course, men and women. You are climbing another step and joining the core leadership of the Israel Defense Forces at this moment. You are fulfilling the dream of generations to have a Hebrew army that is a fortress and protection for our people. The poet Bialik wrote, "Clothe yourselves with courage and great strength to help the people." Great strength to help the people. You clothe yourselves with courage, and your courage ensures the future of our people. We are proud of you, I am proud of you, and I trust you. This is not the first time I am here. Even if I had only been a simple cadet at this ceremony, I have returned to this place on several occasions over all these years. And there were specific years when I could listen closely to the conversations that took place outside the ceremony, right there on the parade ground. I've heard veteran officers ask the new officers, "Has anyone here ever been in actual combat under fire? Has anyone here ever been in hand-to-hand combat?" But in recent years, these questions have pretty much stopped being asked. You all arrived at the barracks, prepared and equipped with vast operational experience gained in the battles of the War of Independence. At certain times in life, this is an extremely painful experience because of the irreparable loss of a beloved brother, the loss of a brother in the midst of combat. Before I got here, I was a fighter. And right in the first weeks of my service in my unit in Sayeret Matkal, I lost a very dear friend. The one who passed away, who took his last breath and ended up leaving right here in my arms. You all lost dear friends and moved on because you understood very well who we are fighting against. What exactly we are fighting against and what we are fighting for now. We are in the middle of a prolonged war on multiple fronts. And its importance is no less than the importance of the War of Independence. The attack on October 7th was the initial and decisive milestone in the evil plan of Israel's enemies. For the total destruction of the sovereign state of Israel, they wanted to suffocate us in a siege of fire and terror. They thought that the terrible and brutal massacre which they committed against us would destroy us once and for all. But we, with a lot of determination, finally turned the tables. Those who pursued us are now the pursued. Thank you. If I had told all of you, right on that fateful second day of the war, if I were to claim that we would be gathered here in less than 3 years, that we would have permanently changed the face of the entire Middle East, that we would have eliminated figures like Sinwar, Haniyeh, Deif, Nasrallah, and absolutely the entire leadership of Hezbollah, in addition to completely neutralizing the strategic weaponry of Assad's army, you probably wouldn't believe the magnitude of this transformation, the historic transformation we have achieved together. Many from the terror regime in Iran who had their missiles and missile launchers destroyed, that our pilots would fly over the skies of Tehran and could strike any target of the terror regime. Would anyone believe that? Would anyone believe that? It would sound like made-up stories. On the second day of the war, I said, we are going to change the face of the Middle East. And thanks to your courage, to our fighters, commanders, pilots, soldiers, and to our people who stood firm, we are changing the face of the Middle East, and the state of Israel is stronger than ever. And if I told you on the second day of the war that we would bring back all our hostages, every last one of them, that we wouldn't leave anyone behind, who would believe it? My friends and I believed. You gave us the strength and we made it. We brought everyone back home, every last one of them, happy. And if I told you back on October 8th that we were going to make a big transformation within ourselves, that we would overcome the barrier of fear, that we would take the initiative, that we would attack, that we would find new strategies, that we would surprise, and that we would decide, who would have believed that we would be able to do all that? I believed because I believe in you. And the people of Israel deeply believe in you. But our achievement, our greatest achievement, and only someone truly blind wouldn't see this. They will say there are no achievements, there are great achievements. I didn't list them all because I'm sparing you. You are under the scorching sun, because it would take too long to list them all, but there is an extraordinary achievement that came in 2 incredible operations with Kalbi and the Lion's Roar. We have removed the immediate existential danger from over our heads, because if we hadn't acted, today Iran would have atomic bombs to destroy Israel. And we removed that threat and to ensure Israel's continued existence. There are still tasks to be accomplished. Yes, there are still things to do regarding Iran. There are still things to do regarding Hamas, although they don't have much ability to act. They know that a few weeks ago, under my guidance, the Minister of Defense and the Chief of Staff, we eliminated two of the architects of the massacre. In fact, the Hamas commander, Azadin Ahmad. And do you know what Hamas's reaction was? What was Hamas's reaction? Nothing? Absolutely nothing. No shots, no rockets, nothing. Because we've already done a lot, but there's still more to do against Hamas, Hezbollah, and drones. We're working on it with all our strength, with all our energy, but the achievements are enormous. And these achievements were made possible thanks to our brave soldiers and commanders who stood up to those who wish us harm in the south, in the north, everywhere. No obstacle stopped him, not tunnels or terrorist nests, nor old borderlines where hungry armies gathered. I visit the field often. There I met several of you serving as fighters in the specialized maneuver brigades. I was deeply impressed by the spirit of victory that drove you forward with courage, determination, and endless ingenuity. That unbreakable spirit stayed with me on the way back to the War Cabinet meeting room. And that helped me a lot. That determination gave me a lot of strength to face all the pressures, both from outside and from within. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. The external pressures included the interruption of ammunition supplies during the war, and no one knows better than you how important that is. And I had to tell our American friends. They asked me, "How are you going to fight?" And I told them, if necessary, we will fight with our bare hands, but we will fight, repel the enemies, and defeat them once and for all. And that's what we did. And there was also internal pressure. There was also internal pressure to stop. In Khan Yunis, don't enter Rafah, don't take the Philadelphia corridor, don't advance to Lebanon, to Syria, and of course not to Iran either. Your strength, your courage, your fighting spirit gave me and my colleagues a lot of strength to resist these pressures, and I want to thank you for that. In Gaza, in Lebanon, and in Yemen, in Iran, and also in other places, both open and hidden, they have truly felt the strength of our arm. We have fundamentally changed the rules of the game in our region. And I say again, above all, we have changed ourselves. We broke the barrier of fear with drive, initiative, and offensive spirit. And our iron fist came down on all who raised their hand against us. In this vast, wild, and untamed region where we are deeply rooted, an absolute and crystal clear truth echoes. This is an ancient truth, and woe to anyone who dares to forget it. If someone comes to kill you, rise up and kill them first. Never give them the chance to take our lives. We live in a turbulent, stormy, and deeply barbaric and ruthless Middle East. And this fundamental rule, which not everyone recognizes, I believe most of the Brazilian people do recognize. This is extremely encouraging to bring momentum and revival to the Renaissance region. This has led to the fact that today, in the area around Gaza, there is the highest growth rate in Israel. This is the image of victory. In Lebanon and Syria, we have established containment zones that prevent the danger of a ground invasion. We have pushed away those who seek our destruction by many kilometers. Our forces are positioned on top of Mount Hermon. I met some of you here, and you will be on top of Mount Hermon. It's a breathtaking landscape, but above all, it's a landscape that ensures our security. We control southern Lebanon from the summit of Beaufort, and we will remain in the security zone in southern Lebanon for as long as necessary. We do not intend to withdraw from there. And I'll tell you why. Because we went from controlled areas to areas we dominate, and we will hold those areas for as long as necessary. From there, we will protect the residents of the north and all the citizens of Israel. The Minister of Defense and I gave clear instructions to the Israel Defense Forces. You have complete freedom of action to neutralize any threat against our soldiers or against the residents of the north. We trust you, the Chief of Staff, our command team, the division commanders, the battalion commanders, the company commanders, each one of you. We trust that you will act correctly, and we give you all the necessary support. And as for the evil regime of Iran, I will say only this: with or without an agreement, as long as I am the Prime Minister of Israel, Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. No way. We will not allow Iran to develop nuclear bombs. That's it. Gentlemen, as I have already told you, I finished my officer training course here in Bahai. I was a combat soldier. I was sent here. I came back as a commander. And I have to tell you that what I learned here helped me not only as an officer and commander, but it still helps me today. You have gained very important knowledge here, and I'm sure it will serve you throughout your lives. Not far from here, at the top of these stairs, on the wall of the headquarters wing of the base, there's a photo of my brother Yonatan Yoni on display. When he receives the Outstanding Student Badge from Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin of blessed memory. I remember this now because the day before yesterday marked 50 years since the daring operation to free our hostages in Entebbe. In Operation Yonatan, the incredible abilities of Israel's fighters were demonstrated, and especially their dedication to the mission. From the IDF officers who call out, follow me, to carry out the mission with uncompromising excellence. Also in Operation Entebbe, all the hostages were brought back home, except for one, Dora Bloch of blessed memory, who was in the city of Kampala and was murdered the next day by order of the dictator Idi Amin. The rescue operation in Entebbe brought international prestige to Israel. Defensive strength for Israel, eternal glory in the fight against terrorism. Justice has overcome evil. Hope has finally defeated fear, just as it was back then, so it is today. Israel is on the front line of the fight against the barbaric fanaticism that constantly threatens the entire free world. We are a small country, it's true, but we are a people of truly extraordinary strength. Power in combat, power in technology, power that helps establish alliances with countries in the region and beyond. Above all, we possess what I see here at this graduation and in these people who are in the stands. We have tremendous human strength, and it is represented here at this very moment. Dear officers, a new mission awaits you. The awareness of leadership ahead will guide you. The personal example you set for your subordinates will instill in them the willingness to act together at any time and in any place. Last week I met with trainees from another platoon commander's course, the Reserve Platoon Commander's course. Reserve soldiers aged 30, 40, some even 50 years old. This shows incredible spirit. They leave their families. They leave behind their beloved children, some even their little grandchildren, and come from far away to serve with honor as officers in the Israel Defense Forces. And one of them approached me and asked, Mr. Prime Minister, where do you see the future of the state of Israel in 30 years? And I answered him, I don't pretend to be a prophet, but I think that with all certainty, I already know the answer. What determines things in our region and increasingly throughout the world? The strong survive. There is no place for the weak. They are devoured and disappear. And I see, 30 years from now, the state of Israel even stronger than it is today. Thanks to people like you, thanks to our spirit, thanks to all our abilities, and above all to our fighting spirit. And that is the great change we brought about in the history of our people, because until the founding of the State of Israel, we were like leaves in the wind. We were persecuted from country to country, we were massacred, we were exiled, and when we returned to our land, we founded a state, we created an army, and we restored the defense capability of the people of Israel, our ability to defend ourselves with our own strength. You make this capability a reality. You are the commanders, both men and women. We preserve our independence. We guarantee our future. You are a protective wall around our country. Thank you and best of luck from the bottom of my heart. Action.